So you guys know that we played the fundamental paper education game the other day, and Mr. Milton 1 came back again with another 5 recommendation. Thank you. Thank you. They let me know that the game have actual lore behind it, and it'd be better for me to really know about it before we continue playing the game. So they shared a music video with me and a lore explanation video. So we're gonna react to both of those and see what this is really about, because yeah, that game is crazy, and I'm expecting something crazy out of this. Warning: blood/gore. Okay. Hold on.
Every day I go to a school that likes to help with learning. 1, 2, 3, they're the keys. Basic math, very easy. To Baldi's world of fun where no one is still educated. Every door is locked up.
This is a banger.
Inside till we're graded. The students try their best to better their education. Comprehend the material. Study hard, relay every detail.
Okay. My God. Yeah, that's me right there. That's me right there running from exactly. I think it's them. Is it them? Do they teleport too? Whichever character that be teleporting towards you. I'm still confused. Someone please tell me, how do you beat that? Oh my God.
So just behave.
Hold on. Yeah, so no, it's that one. No, it's you right here. It's freaking that. I think they both teleport. I'm not sure, but I legit died by all 3 of these suckers right here. Like, it's a banger, by the way. Y'all not hearing this for real. Hey.
Walking across the hallways, finding notebooks, so we enter. Follow every single rule, or he'll take out his wooden ruler. For he is listening and watching everyone's progression.
So Alice. So who is Alice? I think I missed it. Okay. Yeah, so basically, Mr. Milton also did let me know that you get killed if you fail. That's basically the whole premise of it. If you fail, you're getting killed by a bunch of sadistic teachers. Yeah. I'm guessing I was getting them questions wrong, because they definitely killed me. Wait, can I actually hide in the lockers in the game? Oh my God. So is this my character? Ooh, he stopped her. Oh, W sacrifice. Oh my God. It's a banger. I'm so confused. Was that okay? So I'm guessing that's Alice, because that was her room. I'm not hearing this for real. Hey, 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 hey. Oh!
Olive, what are you doing?
Oh wow. Let me try to break it down before we hop into the explanation, right? So I see, I don't know. I was really trying to understand who his Alice is, because I remember when I played the game, I ran into it and like it was like a dead end. I'm like, dang, what the freak? But I remember specifically seeing Alice's room, and I'm guessing she probably would have came out if I would have beat the game or like got all 10 notebooks or something like that. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, this is definitely crazy. These suckers are crazy. Now we have Basic in Behavior, Lore Explained, Fundamental Paper Education by Orcio Force. I hope I said that right. Hit that like and subscribe. Let's get into this. That's what y'all should do too. That's what y'all should be doing too. Y'all saw that? Y'all saw how easy that was? Like and subscribe.
People have been asking me to cover the lore behind the Fundamental Paper Education series, so in this video, I'll share the information I was able to gather thus far and my theories for what's happening in this world. So
Okay.
as of right now, there's only one episode in this series, which is one of the main reasons people are so surprised by the fandom that has emerged from the animation. Even more so because all of the characters are OCs, or aka original characters. So the creator of this animation, whose name is Katie, has accomplished something that is just a pipe dream for many small animators.
Right.
Now, when this animation starts, we're introduced to the protagonist of the series, who is named Claire. Or at least I think she's the protagonist, even though she bites the dust by the end of the animation. Now, in her backstory, we learn that she is technically a new student at this school, which is called the Paper School. And I don't know who she ticked off to get sent to this place, but it seems like a bit of a harsh environment for some 15-year-olds. And I know there is some confusion around the ages of a lot of the characters here, but this looks like a high school, so I think it's safe to assume that most of them are like teenagers for the most part. As you can see in the animation, she seems to be a good student who is hardworking.
Yeah, but yeah, you see a lot of I love Alice and like a lot of Alice things. So like I'm guessing like is Alice like the big dog around here or something? Because like Alice seems like the main villain here.
Surprises though,
especially the way she transformed at the end.
Her, and those being Zip, Edward, and Oliver. And from my understanding, these three are like the teacher's favorite students, which may not seem like a big deal at first, because when you think about it, we all know, or maybe some of you have been teachers' pets before. And being a teacher myself, I've had students that kind of fell into that role. But this animation takes it
right here, y'all, right here.
And this is when we are truly introduced to Miss Circle. And if you are like me, you were probably not expecting her to be a murderous monster. But so as Miss Circle is the one with the crazy student named Abby, it became clear that she is after blood. And when she catches him, she gets just that. But she even takes it one step closer, and she eats the young man after beating him. And this all happened because he failed a test. And I'm pretty sure this guy is only around 15 or 16 years old, which makes his death very tragic. Now, while Abby was being
in the background,
a character named Lana saw him and decided to follow, and actually witnessed Miss Circle devour him, or I guess more accurately, take a bite out of him. And while we don't get to see until later in animation, Miss Circle also takes out Lana as well. And something that a lot of people didn't notice is that Lana has 2 sock puppets on her hand, and since we know that the creator of this series is a fan of the Baldi's Basic series, I think it's safe to say that Lana's character is a reference to a character called Arts and Crafters from the Baldi series.
What the freak is that? Oh, it's a
Corey?
Hey, what the freak?
Now, before I move on, I want to give a few facts about Miss Circle.
It's crazy.
The first being that she is 38 years old and also has the ability to change her size.
Okay,
although
Miss
her height
Circles.
in the animation is 9 feet 7 inches. And for all the people
dang! What you doing teaching, Miss Circles? Get on the court!
Why all the kids are kind of simping for this grown, very tall woman, I would like to direct you to another big girl that the internet simped for. Does this lady look familiar to you?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yes, she does, y'all. I never actually played a Resident Evil game before, but that woman right there is fine. She can hold me like that 80 day.
My house. And I'm sure you all remember this scene.
Yeah.
that she uses is called a compass. If any of you are taking geometry class, you are probably familiar with this tool. And it makes sense that she would be using it considering that she is the math teacher. I also
Right.
found it kind of funny that she has a set of classroom rules.
Okay, classroom rules. No running in the classroom. Listen to your teacher. Do not breathe in the classroom. Miss Circle is the most beautiful teacher. If you have Oreos, give them to me.
One even says no breathing in her class.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
one
Like, what
piece
you
of
mean,
good
don't
news,
breathe?
though, is that she apparently loves Oreos, so if kids give her some of those, maybe that'll keep her from ripping them apart.
Oh, maybe because guys, remember I was running around and I remember like when I was editing, I caught it. Like it was a part where like it made a weird sound when I went near a vending machine or something, and it put an Oreo in my freaking inventory. So maybe if we're getting chased by Miss Circles, we just throw an Oreo at her and like she'll chill out.
After that scene, we see Miss Circle give her some of those. Maybe that'll keep her from ripping them apart. Now,
Right.
after that scene,
See,
we
that's what
Miss
I
Circle
said.
walking with two other teachers. The teachers with the ABC blocks on her head is named Miss Davil. And
Miss
as I'm sure
Davil,
you've already
okay.
guessed, she is the language teacher at the school. And the teacher on the other side is named Miss Bloomy, and she is the science teacher. which is why
Okay,
she
so we got Miss Circles, Miss Bloomy, and Miss Davil. Miss Davil's the one I don't like. Be freaking teleporting everywhere.
has that scalpel in her hand or forehand. And as far as we know, Miss Bloomy is around 36 years old, while
Okay.
Miss Davil is 35 years old. And just like Miss Circle, these teachers are also murderers, but they don't seem to have the ability to change their height like Miss Circle does. In the
Okay.
next scene, we see the students are in like a PE class, and they are all around the pool. And this is the first time that the school actually looks somewhat peaceful. The worst thing that happens is like the bullies are actually splashing some people. There are also a
Right.
few minor characters here that pop up. The first one being Ruby, who is this humanoid figure with like a TV forehead. And funny enough, it kind of gives me like Skibbity Toilet vibes. But as far as we know about this character is that she is like a peacekeeper who just wants all the students to get along.
Okay.
This guy right here that has the bendy haircut is named Skell, and he is described as being kind of an introvert, which is probably why he's sitting away from the other students.
That's me right
I also find it
there.
interesting
That's
that
me
the
right
name
there.
Skell actually means to be like a tramp or homeless. So maybe this kid just
Not
is
me
an
right there.
introvert, but
That's
actually
not
is
me
just
right
homeless and is struggling with that. Something else that I found interesting about this character particularly is that he's one of the only ones that I saw that has a tail and also has wings. So I'm
Okay.
curious to see if he has a bigger role in later episodes. Next, we see two people sitting by the pool. The first one being a rabbit girl named Petunia, and her friend is named Lizzie. And these two are considered to be like the popular girls at the school who come off as nice, but if you kind of tick them off, they do have a mean streak. This
Okay.
is also the second time that we've seen this student here named Ingle, who even now seems like a nice kid, but towards the end of the animation, he really proves that he's a good person. We also see this character.
that's
here,
that's
whose
when I
name
came in
Bubbles.
clutch.
If I'm being honest, I have no idea what she is. She almost looks like she's made out of bubbles or like soap foam. And when I saw the stars in her eyes, I thought this was like the creator trying to show us that maybe she has a crush on Ingle. But then when I looked at her actual character sprite, it seems like this is how she looks all the time. So maybe it's just her design.
That's
and the last
cool.
character that I want to point out in the pool scene here is going to be this little guy on the boat. Apparently, this is Zip's little brother, and it's kind of cool to see that even though Zip is a bully, she seems to like her brother and even takes time to hang out with him and play with him at school. So while I still don't think that she's a good character, I suppose that she isn't a complete monster. In the next scene, we see the kids in the library, and this is where we see Claire and Ingle start to become good friends. And just to point out, I don't think that these two are in love or anything like that. When I was looking at Katie's Twitter, it seems like she doesn't really like shipping of her OCs, especially
Okay.
Alice. But I guess that doesn't mean that shipping won't occur later.
Yeah,
But as
so-
a fandom, we should really keep that in mind because we've seen how shipping can go from being kind of cute to just being weird. We all remember ships like Mordecai x Rigby, or if we really want to get weird, the Pinecest ship, which is basically shipping two twins.
Yeah, I
so please,
don't-
let's not go down
I don't
that
know
route.
about that one,
Now, back
bro.
in the animation, we see that the bullies recognize that Claire and Ingle are getting closer, and they hate that for whatever reason. So they go get a drone that is capable of picking up people and do just that to Claire, dropping her into a hole that just happens to be in the school.
Yo.
And this is where the animation
not
really
see
starts
that
to
part.
get interesting.
Okay,
Because
Alice.
You see Zip go to the door that says Alice's room, do not enter. And when we get to peek inside, we see that Alice seems to be some kind of demon or monster with red eyes
Okay.
and long claws that she drags
Because
across the wall.
even the teachers
During
are
this
scared of
scene, we
her.
also see Miss Circle say that students should not open Alice's door, and judging by how Alice looks, I think it's safe to assume that she is catching bodies if you go into her room or if you open that door in general. Now, eventually, Claire does fall back into the library, and she is making her way down the hall when she's approached by Miss Bloomy, who has her latest test results, and it's an
Yikes.
F, of course. Which doesn't surprise me. I believe that Miss Bloomy makes her work super complicated so that kids can't understand it and that they will fail. We can see it right here on her actual board. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not a science teacher, obviously, but this looks like some very complicated stuff for some 15-year-olds. So I think this was Miss Bloomy's excuse to actually chase Claire down, just
Yeah.
like Miss Circle did to Abby. Now, one thing that I found interesting is that Claire does manage to lose Miss Bloom for a moment when she hides in the lockers, but she comes out almost immediately. I feel like if it
Yeah, that
was
was
me, I would have just hid there and waited out the
Yeah,
day.
all
but who
day.
knows? Now,
No, you're right.
unfortunately for Claire, it seems like all 3 teachers came after her at the same time, basically ensuring that she would not be able to escape. But this does seem a bit fishy to me. Claire seemed like she was a really good student, and it seemed unlikely that she failed 3 classes. I feel like the teachers are just out
I
to
just
get
saw
her
that
at this
right in the
point, but
eye.
I'll come back to this later in the video. Now, after more running and trying to avoid the teachers, Miss Bloomy does manage to actually cut Claire's leg, which causes her to trip. And right when Miss Circle is going to deal the fatal blow, Ingle comes up to save the day, basically grabbing Miss
Goat, bro. That's the goat right there, bro. That's a goat.
Circle's weapon and
Okay.
giving Claire time to escape, but not without taking a bit of a beating himself. Something that I found interesting
Yeah.
here is that Ingle seems to have the same clawed hands as the teachers, making me believe that at least some of these characters are the same species. It just seems like some of them are evil and cannibalistic, while others like Ingle are more kind and docile. In the next scene, we see that
Makes
Claire
sense,
sees
makes
a
sense.
door that has an exit sign on it, but if you remember from earlier, the door actually belongs to Alice and shouldn't
Yeah.
be opened. And I suppose since Claire is new to the school, she was unaware of Alice's door, which is why she fell for such a obvious trick. But we know the situation is bad because even the teachers looked a bit panicked by what was happening.
That's what I was
Now, when
saying. Like I really feel like overall, Alice is the big bad. Like if we collect all 10 books in the game, I feel like Alice is gonna be the one that she's gonna come out and like, you know how like at the end of the game a Baldy like, "Can why you still can," or if you can or something like that, whatever that sucker scream at the end, and like it just Baldy, or is it just Baldy at the end? No, I think everybody else is still in the game, but you know, like Baldy's the big bad overall, and I feel like Alice is that in that game.
she's safe because she starts to take a breather. And this is when we see Alice in the background looking absolutely pissed.
Or
I also
farming.
noticed that she's wearing
Or
a crown
farming.
or a tiara, which is interesting because in a lot of the artwork floating around and in the wiki, she is called Princess Alice, which leads me
Okay.
to believe that she is the one actually pulling the strings at this school. even though
Exactly.
She's supposed to only be around 20 years old or so. This also lines up with the fact that Katie said that Alice is not a student and never was a student at Paper School, meaning that she is not like the rest of these kids here. Well, except for Oliver, who apparently is the same age as Alice and also is not a student, which means that he's just a grown man bullying a bunch of teenagers. Now, back in the
Wow.
animation, we see that Alice starts to attack Claire, and there really is no contest here. And as Alice is chasing Claire down, we see that she has the power to change her form,
Yeah, shape-shifting
teleport,
like
and she
crazy.
even has multiple tails or tendrils coming out of her body. And when she finally corners Claire, she literally rips her apart, which is kind of a surprise to me. I thought that these creatures were taking out kids so that they could eat them or at least eat parts of them, but it seemed like Alice just wanted to send a message to people to stay out of her
Yeah.
room. And when looking at Miss Circle's victim, it seems like she also just mangled the students more than eating them whole. So maybe the whole purpose here is just to torment and rip these students apart, which
Just for
seems
fun.
odd to me.
'Cause,
In the
like,
next
y'all-
scene, we
y'all
see
just
Eagle
crazy.
Get back to his feet, surrounded by 2 teachers and the principal. The teacher with the black hair being named Miss Emily, who is the history teacher. The man
Miss Emily. Miss Emily.
here with the
Wait,
musical
wait a
note on his
minute.
shirt is named Mr.
Wait a
Demi,
minute.
and he of course is the music teacher. And the woman in the middle is Miss Grace, who is the school principal.
I
And
don't care about none of
surprisingly,
y'all.
all
Miss
3 of
Emily
these characters are nice to their students
come
for the
around.
most part, and the principal actually wants to improve the school. So it seems like not every adult here actually hates their students, which explains why these three look so distressed when they see Claire's body. Now in this situation, I especially felt bad for Engel since he's the one that actually tried to save Claire. And if I'm being honest, I was also surprised to see Claire die here because she popped up in a few of Katie's animation. One that you guys may have actually seen is called Why Are You Blinking So Much? The video was a reference to the song called Red Flags and was also like a popular meme trend for a while. Claire also popped up in a few other animations. I know Machine Girl is one, and the other one is called Therefore You and Me.
So there's
But if I remember
different
correctly, she
animations
doesn't
between
die
this
in
whole
any of those
thing.
other
Okay.
ones, so I don't have a lot of faith in the fact that Claire may be coming back or may be revived. I think she's toast for good. Now, the final part of this animation shows Zip and Oliver taking the exit sign off Alice's door,
Wow.
confirming that they are the ones that set up Claire. And the teachers don't seem to be happy about this, which is a big deal because the bullies are their favorite students. This means that messing with Alice is definitely taboo and possibly dangerous for students and teachers alike. My theory as of now is that Alice is obviously the leader, and as long as the students and teachers don't bother her, she'll let them do whatever they want for the most part. And some of these teachers are bad apples that are taking advantage of this fact and using their students as personal punching bags and snacks. I say this because when you look at the things that the teachers are teaching, it either seems way too hard or baby level. Side, Miss Dabble is just teaching students how to say hello in different languages. So basically, the teachers are using students failing as a way to justify treating them poorly, when in reality, the students are failing because they have bad teachers. And I'm sure everybody here has had a teacher that was so bad that it was almost impossible to pass their class. Any teacher can make a kid fail if they explain an assignment poorly enough, or if they're just bad at their job. With that being said, let me know down in the comments who's your favorite character in the series so far, and thanks to the people who actually recommended this animation. It was a lot better than I thought it would be, so I was pleasantly surprised.
Favorite character? All right, well, so let me see. Favorite character? Miss Emily. Even though I ain't see her, but I know why I mess with Miss Emily. Okay, so now I understand the Alice part now. Basically, I see Alice as like the principal of all this. Basically, like that's how I'm seeing it. I mean, even though I think there is a principal character in here. I think we seen it when we saw Miss Emily, the music teacher, and the other one. And but I really feel like overall, let's say there's a principal, and then Alice is the superintendent or something like that, like in a way, like Alice looks overall above everything, because when she came out, Miss Circles, what's her other names? Dang, I forgot the names already. I know Miss Circles. Okay, Miss Davel, Miss Circles.
As I'm sure you've already guessed, she is the language teacher at the school. And the teacher on the other side is named Miss Bloomy, and
Miss Bloomy. Okay, Miss Bloomy, Miss Davels, and Miss Circles. But yeah, like even with these three, when Alice came out, that's when they were like, oh shoot, like you done messed up, basically. Like they was even scared of Alice. Like even I feel like overall, like the school is Alice's domain. This is how I'm seeing it. Like the school overall is Alice's domain. But as long as you don't bother me, just let me chill in my room. It's cool. Whatever y'all doing here, y'all do it here, bro. I ain't really gonna say anything much. But yeah, that was my reaction to the basic NBA lore in the music video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you guys know what to do. Hit the like down below and subscribe to join the Legendary Mighty game. Actually, before I end this, please, anybody out there that knows how to counter Miss Davel, I think I understand how to counter Miss Circles with the Oreos thing now, with that knowing, which makes sense because at the start of the game, or within the game, they kept saying Miss Circles love Oreos, and they kept giving me Oreos. So with Miss Circles, I'm pretty sure I just gotta give her an Oreo and she'll relax, or like it'll stun her for a little bit. Miss Bloomy, we just run away from her. She's the easiest to get away. Miss Davel though, she be teleporting. How do you freaking counter that? How do you get away from Miss Davel? If anybody that's watching the video know how to freaking get away from her. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. So stay safe, stay mighty. Oh, I did two that time? That's different. What the freak? Peace.